Have you ever seen someone so confident that they believed they could defeat a legend with nothing but pride and determination? Imagine standing face to face with Bruce Lee, the man whose speed and skill amazed the world, and boldly saying, "I can outlast you in 100 push-ups." Most people would laugh at such a challenge. But what happened next became a story that martial artists have shared for generations because it proved that true kung fu is about far more than strength. What unfolded that day shocked everyone watching. A simple challenge turned into a lesson about discipline, patience, and the incredible power of mastering both the body and the mind. Stay with us until the end because this story may completely change the way you think about kung fu. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Black Belt Legacy, like this video, and leave a comment telling us what kung fu means to you. Your support helps us continue sharing inspiring martial arts stories from around the world. Now, let's begin. The training hall was quiet except for the sound of feet moving across the wooden floor. Sunlight streamed through the windows, creating long shadows as students practiced their forms with complete focus. Every movement carried purpose. Every breath reflected years of discipline. Bruce Lee stood in the center of the room, calm and relaxed, carefully observing his students. On that particular afternoon, a talented female martial arts champion arrived to visit the school. She was known for winning tournaments and had earned respect for her incredible athletic ability. She was in her late 20s, strong, determined, and fearless. She had spent years building her reputation through hard work and believed that physical endurance was the greatest measure of a fighter. After watching Bruce Lee teach for a while, she stepped forward with confidence. "I've heard many stories about you," she said with a smile. "People say your skill is unmatched. But I believe endurance tells the real story. Would you accept a challenge? 100 push-ups." The room instantly became silent. Some students looked nervous. Others smiled, wondering how Bruce Lee would respond. They expected him to refuse or perhaps laugh at the unusual request. Instead, Bruce Lee smiled politely. "If that challenge helps us learn something," he replied calmly, "then let's begin." The students quickly gathered around, eager to witness the contest. The champion lowered herself into position, full of confidence. Bruce Lee calmly joined her. Someone counted loudly. 1, 2, 3. Both competitors moved with perfect rhythm. Their push-ups looked effortless. 10 became 20. 20 became 40. Sweat began forming on the champion's forehead, but she continued pushing herself harder. Bruce Lee's breathing remained slow and steady, as though every movement required almost no effort at all. By 60 push-ups, many students were cheering. By 80, the champion's arms began to shake. Bruce Lee still appeared completely relaxed. Finally, they reached 100. The champion collapsed onto her knees, breathing heavily. The students applauded her determination. Completing 100 push-ups was impressive for anyone. She looked toward Bruce Lee and smiled proudly. "I did it," she said. "Looks like we're equals." Bruce Lee nodded respectfully. "You have excellent endurance," he replied. "But may I show you something?" The room became quiet once again. Without saying another word, Bruce Lee placed one hand behind his back. Then he slowly lifted one finger and placed only that single finger on the floor. The students stared in disbelief. Could this really be happening? Bruce Lee balanced his entire body on one finger. His posture remained perfectly controlled. His breathing never changed. Then, with complete calmness, he slowly lowered himself toward the floor before pushing himself back up using only that single finger. One repetition. Then another. Then another. No one spoke. The champion watched with wide eyes. This wasn't about showing off. Every movement reflected years of patient practice, incredible balance, precise technique, and total control over every muscle in his body. After several flawless repetitions, Bruce Lee gently stood up as though nothing unusual had happened. The room exploded with applause. The female champion slowly walked toward him. "I've trained for years," she admitted honestly. I believed strength meant doing more than everyone else. But today I realized there is another level that I never understood. Bruce Lee smiled kindly. Strength matters, he said. Endurance matters too. But Kung Fu teaches something even greater. Real power comes from understanding yourself. It comes from practicing the smallest details every single day until your body and mind work together as one. His words settled deeply into everyone's heart. The students realized they had witnessed more than an incredible physical demonstration. They had witnessed humility. Bruce Lee had never tried to embarrass the champion. He never mocked her confidence or celebrated her surprise. Instead, he used the challenge as an opportunity to teach everyone in the room an unforgettable lesson. The champion remained at the school for several more days. She joined the training sessions with a completely different attitude. Instead of trying to prove she was the strongest, she focused on learning. She carefully observed every movement, every breathing exercise, and every lesson about balance and timing. She discovered that Kung Fu wasn't simply about fighting another person. It was about overcoming impatience. It was about replacing pride with wisdom. It was about becoming stronger without becoming arrogant. Years later, she often shared that experience with younger martial artists. Whenever someone asked about Bruce Lee's greatest quality, she never talked about his speed or famous kicks. She always spoke about his humility. He never needed to prove he was better, she would say. His actions spoke quietly, but they stayed with me forever. That lesson spread far beyond the training hall. Many people spend their lives trying to impress others with displays of strength, wealth, or success. But Kung Fu reminds us that the greatest victories happen inside ourselves. Every small improvement matters. Every disciplined practice session matters. Every moment of patience builds a stronger character. Bruce Lee understood that true champions never stop learning. They remain students no matter how skilled they become. They respect every opponent because every challenge offers another opportunity to grow. Perhaps that is why his legacy continues inspiring millions of people across America and around the world today. His message reaches far beyond martial arts. It teaches us to stay curious, remain humble, and never stop improving ourselves one day at a time. The next time life places a difficult challenge in front of you, remember this unforgettable story. Don't focus only on proving your strength. Focus on mastering your mind, your habits, and your character. Real Kung Fu is not about defeating others. It is about becoming the very best version of yourself. Thank you for spending this time with Black Belt Legacy. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who could use a little encouragement today. Together, we can keep the timeless spirit of Kung Fu alive by spreading its values of discipline, respect, courage, kindness, and lifelong learning. Until next time, stay humble, keep training, and let the wisdom of Kung Fu guide your journey wherever life may lead.